Welcome to the Discover Universal podcast. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle. And watch your step on the moving walkway because we're taking you park to park to prepare you for your next visit. Let's Discover Universal.
Welcome to the Discover Universal podcast. I'm David, and me want banana.
And I'm Kari. And David, you're one in a minion. Obviously having fun here today.
Bello, everyone.
Bello, my friends.
Bello to you.
Bello to all of our listeners.
Super fun, delicious episode today.
Very good. We are talking about Illumination's Minion Land food and beverage offerings.
Ooh.
Specifically, Illumination's Minion Cafe.
We have an amazing interview with the executive chef of that amazing cafe. Mm-hmm. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Kari?
Yes.
It's time again for one of my favorite episodes.
Okay.
Talking about food.
More food. Food and treats. Okay, so we are very lucky in this episode that we are going to be discovering Universal. We are learning about...
Reveal.
Yes, some new cool stuff. That said, we're not experts on this, obviously. No. We are learning along with you. So if you had to guess some of the things that you would expect from Illumination's Minion Land, something to eat or drink, what would you be excited about?
The one thing I know about Minions.
Yes.
That's a lie. I know lots of things about Minions.
That's true.
The one thing we're going to talk about Minions.
Yeah.
They love bananas.
They do.
I expect some sort of banana.
Something banana-y.
Something banana. If the Minions were making their own cafe, I got to imagine they would throw in their favorite food.
I would think so.
Yes.
I would also expect some sugary treats.
Yes. Deliciousness.
So I also, knowing the Gorals, that was my best.
As Gru says?
Yes.
Gorals!
I would expect something unicorn themed.
Okay.
In honor of the sweet little Agnes.
I thought you were going to say something like really heartfelt and, sweet and heartwarming.
Yeah, like unicorns. They're fluffy. They're so fluffy.
And I will also say that what I know about Universal Orlando Resort and what I know about the incredible culinary team here is they're going to come up with something that's going to blow our minds.
No doubt.
It's going to be delicious. It's going to be super cool and fun. And
unique.
It's going to look amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's going to be a lot of color. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a celebratory excitement on your plate. Mm-hmm. Really excited about that. You know what? I don't know what to expect, but like we said, we know it's going to be amazing. I think it's time to welcome Chef into the studio to get the hot take, the new exciting information. Should we welcome Chef into the studio?
Beedle. Oh, our awesome guest alert is going off. I think it's time.
We are here in the radio broadcast center with a true icon.
Yes.
A legend.
Yes.
A genius. A food and beverage master. We are here with executive chef of shared services, Chef Robert Martinez Jr.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
back.
Thank you for having me.
We are
a bello to you. Officially bello.
Yes. We are over the moon excited to talk about new offerings here at Universal Studios Florida.
Yeah, we have some cool stuff.
Oh yeah. Chef, I'm going to let you introduce this. You take it away. Let us know what we're talking about today.
So we're talking about Illumination's Minion Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're talking about today.
Oh,
yeah. An amazing IP. One of our favorites. One of my kids' favorites. We definitely had weekends of watching every movie during the development of the menu. But I'm very happy where the menu landed. I know our guests are going to have some exciting food. There's food offerings that touch different cuisines, interactive, fun. I mean, you name it.
That's great.
And that's really what the restaurant's about, right? You have these minions. They're one enrolled in our kitchen. They're creating their own concoctions. They're making these wonderful masterpieces that are coming out to our guests.
I wasn't sure what to expect, honestly. Illumination's Minion Land is geared for the whole family, right? So I thought it would be, we'd have some delicious burgers. We might have a couple hot dogs in there, some chicken sandwiches.
Well, it's Minions, so there's got to be bananas.
Banana.
They love bananas. That's their favorite item.
But Chef is here to walk us through a few of the menu items.
It's like a full menu reveal. I love
Listen, This food looks insane.
Yeah.
Insanely delicious.
And that's why I had to bring you guys some pictures just for you. I know our guests are not going to be able to see them yet. However, I wanted you guys to kind of, feel the same excitement that I have when it comes to the food.
We'll arrange a tasting later.
Yeah, yes.
We'll definitely make that happen.
Okay.
We're not that far away from getting this thing up and running, so not too long.
Well, let's talk about what the restaurant is. What can they expect when they come in?
We themed every room to now our Minions. And like I said, they're running wild in our kitchen, so you'll see a lot of kitchen items throughout the walls, throughout the different rooms. But our kitchen is preparing some really, really cool cuisine. We have a category in this menu that we call Despicables. And Despicables, you have some really, really cool items. You have a dish called Otto's Noodle Bowl, which is basically our version of our ramen. So what's cool about this dish is that we took some ramen noodles and we dyed them with turmeric. So now they're beautiful and yellow.
Delicious.
Extra yellow, yeah.
And we have these custom cups that we're stuffing them with the noodles and flipping them upside down. And now you have the whole vision of a full-blown Minion being Otto in the middle of your bowl.
Nice.
And that's where these noodles will actually live. In the bowl, you'll also get a tare egg, you'll get a shrimp dumpling, you get some roasted corn, and you get some pork belly, some cilantro. And the whole interactive part about this dish is as it comes out to the table, our server will pour the broth, the tonkatsu broth, tableside, and then pull up the Minion and bring it back to the kitchen. So a little fun interactive piece with that dish there.
That's gonna be the picture and the video that everybody's gonna take.
Yeah, it's definitely the Instagram moment. I think while we train, we're gonna allow our server to have the guests pause and let them have their picture moment before we take the cup back. Because you're not gonna be able to have it the whole time that you're there. But really a fun experience, and when you eat it, it's just a delicious tonkatsu ramen bowl, and that's just really what that dish is really about.
Yeah. Who doesn't like ramen? Delicious.
Yeah, I haven't met anybody.
and a dish that I don't think we really have much of that in the park.
Mm-mm.
So I feel like this cafe and a lot of these things as we talk through them are like new approaches, kind of a new angle on cuisine.
Yeah, we definitely took spins on things that we've dabbled on, things that we've experimented during our special events. I want to say Comic Strip Cafe has a ramen bowl.
Yeah.
Probably the only cafe on property that has that. But, really, really cool to be able to see it in the Minions Cafe.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
And then after that, we have Agnes Honeymoon Soup. So this one, for our diehards that know the Minions and know all the movies, we plucked this one right out of Despicable Me 3. It literally is Agnes's honeymoon
She
soup.
tried so hard.
She tried so hard. She was super sad that she couldn't, they couldn't get a honeymoon. So she made this, what wasn't an appetizing looking soup. It was green. It had mystery meat in it. And then as Gru was about to eat it, there was a gummy bear that popped up in the middle of it. So we recreated it to the T.
Oh, of course.
Sounds good.
With the gummy bear and all.
Okay.
What we actually made was a green tomato soup. So we made a green tomato soup. We took, roasted green tomatoes. We took basil. We took zucchini stem, like the sides of the zucchinis, and we blended all that into a delicious tomato soup.
Yum.
It has pork belly to represent the mystery meat that was in there. It actually also serves as the plank, we want to call it, for what's now holding the gummy bear in the middle of the soup, which is actually tomato soup, which is a red tomato soup.
Tomato gummy bear.
But it's like formed as a gummy bear.
It's formed like a gummy bear.
That's so cool.
It's stiff like a gummy bear. So our thought was that the guests would just slide it into their hot soup and that would just melt into your tomato soup. So tomato on tomato. And that's served with a pimento and cheddar cheese grilled cheese that we press in waffle presses. So they look like waffles on the side of there, but they're just delicious. So it's very comforting. It's a tomato soup and grilled cheese, so it's super, your childhood would come to life once you like taste it because it's so good. This is one of my favorites too.
I'm in.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm ordering.
And we have a dish that we themed for Lucy's. So Lucy Top Secret Salmon. So we have a hearth grill inside this restaurant as well. It was always attached to the rotisserie machine. So the rotisserie machine inside that restaurant has a hearth grill in the front of it where we'll now be cooking our salmon.
Nice.
And from our people who know the movie, Lucy is Gru's interest, and she has red hair, and she's always dressed in this blue suit. Mm-hmm. So this dish has coconut rice that we actually cooked with butterfly pea flour. So the rice is blue.
Oh, cool.
And so that represents her suit. And then the salmon, which is obviously orange, represents her hair. And her secret weapon is the lipstick taser. Yeah. So we took chili sauce and we put them in these pipettes and we stick it in the dish as we send it out to the guest. And the guest could actually put some of this, spicy, zap you kind of chili sauce on top of your salmon as you eat it. And we serve it with edamame and Thai cucumbers. So it's really, that kind of breaks up, and makes it a little bit more refreshing and a full meal. But we thought that definitely represent her. It looks like her when you kind of see it. And then the lipstick taser was just that exclamation point on it.
So good. I'm looking at the menu. I can't believe how colorful everything is.
Yeah.
It's like bright, rich. I mean, that butterfly pea flour is blue.
Well, that's what I want to ask about. That's like a naturally occurring
It's natural.
thing?
Yeah, it's natural. I want to make sure that everybody does. There's no food coloring really going on in that rice at all. It's 100% butterfly pea flour, which makes it naturally blue. Butterfly pea flour is high on antioxidants, so it's fairly healthy,
Nice.
And then we cook it with some coconut milk, so there is a coconut taste to the flour one.
So good.
Love coconut rice.
Yeah.
We talk about photos. I mean, these are going to jump off the plate. They're so colorful.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So cool.
Chef, what else we got? I'm ready.
Let's keep it rolling.
All
You
right.
want to keep going?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, and then El Macho, we definitely need to do a dish for him. So we have El Macho salsa ropa vieja. So for our Latin community, ropa vieja is something that they probably grew up with. You could probably smell it on a Saturday morning. Your mom's cooking it. It takes about 4 to 5 hours to actually stew down and break down all that meat. And this is what we got. And it's just delicious beef that's been stewed down with a lot of flavors, peppers and onions, and until it's literally just shredded apart. Ropa vieja literally translates to it doesn't really translate great in English. It's like old clothes,
That's right.
But, I think it's just from it kind of looking like it's hanging and, just shredded kind of look. I think that's where the name came from. I don't quote me on that. But we serve this dish with cilantro rice and there's salsa on top of the beef. And then we have tostones that have the El Macho's logo imprinted in them. So really cool dish as well. Then we also have a handheld category in this restaurant. So these handhelds are super, super delicious. Like, I'm not because my team created this food. Am I saying this? They're so good. And really, you might not see anything like this throughout our parks, to be honest with you. I mean, one of them maybe so, but totally reimagined. But the one I'm about to talk about right now, which, oh man, this is just it's a flavor bomb. It's a flavor bomb. That's really.
You're getting worked up. You haven't even told us what it is.
This is the one I could tell that Chef is going to be
I really
eating
like
all
this.
the time.
Like every single time we did tastings, this is like the one that I was just like, hey, just put one in my desk, and I would eat it for lunch.
I think I need another pass on this one. I think I need to taste this one again. I don't know.
Yeah. So what it is, it's porchetta. So for our fans that don't know what porchetta is basically the pork belly that's been rolled up, and then you kind of have that fat side on the outside, and then you roast it. And then you kind of get that crisply crackling on the outside after you roast it for a few hours. And then the inside of it is nice and tender. So in the inside, we season it with fennel, coriander, orange zest, salt, pepper, and it's all on the inside of that porchetta. After that porchetta's roast and then it rests, we slice it on a deli slicer, and then we kind of griddle it on the flat top and make these sandwiches with them. Inside the sandwich, you'll get a chimichurri sauce. Ooh. You'll get some apple butter, some arugula, and then we sandwich that all up on these Hawaiian pretzel buns. So you got to get like the pretzel taste with the sweetness of what you would know of from a Hawaiian roll.
It's a lot of sweet and salty and savory and all mixed in. Oh, man,
it's a lot of umami going on. Yeah, there definitely is. And then we serve those with some plantain chips, of course.
Yummy.
Because why not?
Banana has to be represented in some way.
We got banana.
Yes.
So yeah, one of my favorite sandwiches, and that was really inspired because of in Despicable Me 3, when Gru met Drew, is when they kind of found out that, you know, there was a pig farm that, you know, their father had, and, you know, that's how they kind of, you know, hid the family business, which was them being villains, right?
Sure.
So we thought, why not? Why not have Drew be a part of the menu as well? I thought it was really fun to have him in there.
You're hitting like all corners of the movies here.
Yeah. I hope that you guys did pick up on that, because we did want to take it from all aspects of the movies, and then we'll even get into what the next sandwich is, which actually hits the latest movie, which is Minion's Rise of Gru, which is the steak and cheese ray sandwich. So there's a clip in the movie where he's trying to skip the line, and he has a cheese ray, and he's trying to skip the line with the cheese ray. So we basically did our version of our cheesesteak sandwich with a pipette that also has extra cheese of the cheese ray on top. And it's sandwich on a cheddar roll. This beef has been sliced, and then it's been dipped in French onion soup. There's caramelized onions inside the sandwich. So it's just and then there's extra cheese inside the sandwich as well. So it's just it's a messy sandwich. It's a messy sandwich, but you can't go wrong with it. It's juicy. It's got this oniony flavor going on there. The bread itself has like these crispy, because it's been baked on top of, the cheddar's been baked on top. It has like these little crunchies of the cheddar cheese on top of the bun. So it's really, really good.
So cheese lovers, this is their meal.
This is the one.
Cheese ray.
Got it. Cheese ray.
I hope like kids and kids at heart are like just loving all these, like you're saying, all these little interactive elements where it's like,
absolutely,
unleash my cheese ray on my sandwich.
My lipstick taser. That's gonna be so fun.
And then for our vegans, we do have a vegan dish on this menu.
Excellent.
It's it pretty much kind of looks like Lucy's dish with the coconut pea flour, rice. It has the cucumbers, the edamame, and then we did some crispy cauliflower.
Delicious.
It's so good. There's some of the chili sauce on the side, so they kind of dip their cauliflower on it, and that's a delicious dish. We were able to keep our rotisserie machine that we've had in that restaurant throughout the remodel of the restaurant, and we have a Szechuan glazed rotisserie chicken that's going to be on the menu with some stir-fried noodles. So it's going to be a really fun dish, and really real Szechuan. But it's basically a vegetable lo mein style dish, so with that Szechuan rotisserie chicken. So super delicious. You get the smokiness of the rotisserie machine. I know everybody kind of remembers that from the days of Monsters Cafe, smelling that smoke in there. You'll probably still get a little bit of that because that machine will still be going.
Awesome.
I just love, I mean, everything you're talking about. You're talking about grilling the salmon and the rotisserie chicken. Like, it's all being freshly prepared there, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds great.
I think the evolution of our food and beverage program here at Universal is that we're continuing to grow. It's that, you know, there's no real such thing as theme park food anymore. That we're really, you know, taking it up another level. We obviously know our guests that, you know, food and beverages now become a really big part of their daily activities here. You know, they want to go on rides, they want to see the shows, but they also want to eat, and that's kind of also become like a attraction moment for them, where they want to see what we got up our sleeves, and us being as immersive as we are, partnering with Illumination and kind of leveraging that storytelling part of what we love to do. I think this is when we get a hit on our hands, and this is what I think this restaurant is.
I'm so excited.
It's so fun, and it's so like out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
I mean that's. All the dishes are so well thought out, and they're so fun and
connections,
so
to
visual
all the
and
delicious.
It's
great. I mean, and that's what Illumination is all
that's
about, right? Yeah. I am particularly excited because I have a sweet tooth about some of the treats that might be available. How can I get my sugar fix?
Yeah, so this restaurant does not shy away from that category. So our dessert category is really, really fun. We have our Minion Swiss roll. So our partners out in Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Beijing Resort, they have this Minion Swiss roll already. So we wanted to synergize with them and have one that we kind of shared. So they have something very similar to us. We took it just one more notch. We just took it up one more notch.
Naturally.
And we...
A little competitive, maybe? I don't know.
No competitiveness. We just thought we wanted to add different flavor profiles to it and turn it into a full dessert. So we... So it's basically a vanilla cake with a pineapple and cardamom whipped ganache. And then it's served with this baby banana.
Perfect.
That looks like a banana, but when you cut into it, it's not a banana. It's a passion fruit banana. So there's a passion fruit mousse inside of this. So it's basically a yellow chocolate shell. Inside of that banana is chocolate. It's a passion fruit mousse. So it's super cool, super delicious. And I mean, it's really good. It's really good.
And it looks like a Minion. I mean, it
looks like a Minion. Yeah,
very visually pleasing.
And then for our chocolate lovers, we have Bob's Teddy Bear Chocolate Cream Puff.
Delicious.
So literally, we recreated his head. And you might actually remember these. So we actually have these cream puffs in our park. We actually we've sold them a few times in Today Cafe. We've done a green matcha one. We've done a chocolate one.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, it's the technique of making a cream puff and then putting like a sugary crust on top of it. And then when you bake it, it kind of breaks up. So when I saw that, I said, wow, that would naturally look like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
So we then added the eyes, which are buttons. We added the nose, which is a little espresso chocolate bean.
Ooh.
And then a tongue and ears. And then the inside of it has this chocolate ganache inside of it, like a whipped chocolate ganache inside of it. So it's chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. So this one's for the chocolate lovers.
All right. I found my dessert. I'm ready.
So cute.
Awesome.
And then we have Fluffy's Unicorn Cupcake. So for our kids, we didn't want to, and actually they're all for kids. But what's cool about this one, it's the cream itself is bubblegum scented. So, I know my kids are going to love this one just because of the bubblegum part of it. And then it's had a white chocolate horn. So super cool. And literally it's like you're looking at Fluffy's face.
I love seeing the kids, like, they get the giant stuffed animals from the gift shop. Yes! And they're carrying it around just like in the movie.
They're like bigger than they are.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. This menu is like really off the charts.
It's awesome.
There's new stuff. There's all different kinds of cuisine, from ramen to Latin inspired dishes to, a pig sandwich, that's
to a rock.
Yeah, to a rock. To peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's really all over the place. What was the process of coming up with this menu, the research and development aspect? I mean, was it just you all watching movies day after day?
Well, we watched all the movies. Like I said, I watched all the movies. I really dove into this, to the Minions hardcore. I really wanted to see, capture every moment that there could possibly be to create food. But as you all know, I have a very talented research and development team. They are super creative. And they came out with a lot of these dishes. From a development process, we definitely obviously didn't leave no rock, quote unquote, unturned. We definitely try to make sure that we stayed on theme, that, and Illumination played a big part on that to make sure that they all really made sense for the restaurant. And again, these minions are in the back of the kitchen. They're cooking. They're doing their thing. So we took the food serious, but not too serious. And we wanted to make sure that we touched on all different cuisines. We didn't want to force it to be one certain cuisine. That way we could keep it alive and continue on with different cuisines as the years go by and as the trends go by and as we continue to evolve.
Watching movies with you must be different.
Yeah, it definitely.
You're like, oh, we could eat that. We could eat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, my wife hates
we could eat that too. I was gonna say your kids must be so lucky too. Like, do you ever get to try out some of these like desserts or these special meals at home? And
yeah, I definitely took some of these desserts home on them, and they're very honest.
That's the best part.
And they're like, "Daddy, this is too sweet," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, we'll go back." Yeah, and we would go back and be like, "Hey, my kids say this is too sweet, and if they're saying it's sweet, chances are other kids are gonna say it's sweet too. We should probably take a look at it." And
wow,
we do, And the good thing is that a lot of my R&D chefs have kids as well, so they vent it out through them as well. So we just have fun with it. I mean, really, that's really what it is. Especially with an IP this fun, we have a lot of fun with it. It's fun to have them have their own land. It's fun to have them here at Universal Orlando Resort, and we have the hard job of making this food come to life, which is super fun.
Yeah. Well, there are other food offerings in the land, but the Illumination's Minion Cafe is the crown jewel. As a sort of, we were talking about, is it quick service, is it table service? It's kind of that in between. Explain the guest experience with that.
So this is a unique restaurant. You'll be able to order on your phone, like mobile food ordering, and it's direct to table. So you'll be able to get a seat, scan the QR code, order your food, and then a server would come bring you your food, a la Leaky Cauldron.
Got it.
It also has a window attached to the building. So if you don't want to eat inside the restaurant, there'll be a limited menu that you could get from the side of the building and just take your food and go. So the menu there will be limited. It won't be the full experience that you'll be able to have inside the restaurant for obvious reasons. Some things won't hold up properly.
Yeah.
But it's something really cool as well.
Yeah. Nice. Chef, I'm pumped.
All great things.
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
We are on the eve of Illumination's Minion Land opening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's super exciting. It's coming up.
Yep.
Fairly quickly. I was walking the restaurant yesterday to make sure it's all coming along really well, and it's coming along pretty quickly. So I'm very excited.
Congrats to your team.
Thank you.
I haven't tasted it yet, but I already know you knocked it out of the park.
Thank you so much.
You crushed it for sure. Thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you.
Executive Chef of Shared Services.
Yes.
Well done, Chef Robert Martinez Jr. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. It's always fun to be here.
Thank you.
I'm so hungry.
I am too.
Can the park release just a CD, because people still use those, of just Chef Jr. Just describing menu items?
Honestly, that's some ASMR right there.
So silky and and the grilled and the marinated. I was getting so hungry listening to him.
I am looking forward to so many things on that menu.
Like what, Kari?
Okay, namely that Agnes's honeymoon soup.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for grilled cheese and tomato soup. That's like my ultimate comfort food.
It sounded so delicious. It sounded so creative.
Yes.
And tomato gummy bear.
Right. And I love the story behind it. It's like that. See, that's like the sweet, heartfelt nature of these films is like, oh, you feel Agnes's sweet little like, oh, I wanted you to have a honeymoon. It's everything's going to taste so delicious.
The waffle pressed grilled cheese that comes with it that you dip in the soup. Yes. I know you're just listening to the podcast. You can't see it, but I know Universal, and I know that there was going to be lots of material coming out. You're going to see all this stuff. It's going to be beautiful.
Check it out.
It's going to be so great.
Okay.
Okay, that one sounded really good.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, man. The cheese ray, steak and cheese ray sounded so fun.
Yeah.
the Uncle Drew's sandwich with the porchetta.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready.
He sold it. He sold me.
Knowing that Chef seemed to really gravitate toward that dish, that tells me that's going to be a good one.
And how fun with like in creative, like the Despicables.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about the desserts.
They
sounded so fun.
Big menu.
I want to take a picture of my pet rock.
I know.
Before I eat it.
You're going for it. Hey, let's wrap this episode up with a little bit of a Take 5 rewind.
Bye-bye. Number 1, as you heard from Executive Chef Jr., so many options on this menu, guys. Lots of different food items, from those incredible Despicables to some amazing handheld sandwiches and those super creative desserts. There is going to be something for everybody.
You bet. Number 2, there's a lot of storytelling here. So Chef talked about how they wanted to bring in all of the films and they're all represented there. A lot of Asian flavors, Latin flavors, even a vegan offering. Again, they really thought about every palate.
And number 3, like you were saying, they thought about the story too.
Yep.
These are all dishes inspired by the films. Again, I would love to watch a movie with Chef Jr.
Yeah.
It sounds so much fun. But there's direct references to the films. There's really fun recreations of things from the films. And even the ways they're using some really cool ingredients, like creating those super vibrant colors, like it's, the movie jumping right off the screen, but doing it in all natural ways, which I think is very cool as well.
Number 4, there is a great way to enjoy this food. Download the official Universal Orlando app, both for table service and that food window, that sort of to-go area that Chef mentioned. There will be a way for you to take it to go, or you can sit in the restaurant, scan that QR code, and that food will be brought to your table. So very convenient as well.
And number 5, don't forget that Illumination's Minion Cafe is just one part of our incredible Illumination's Minion Land coming here to Universal Studios Florida. I can't wait. It's gonna, you know what? I'm gonna work up an appetite on Illumination's Villain Con Minion Blast.
There you go.
After I get that high score, I'm gonna need a little snack, a little meal, maybe.
Pick me up. Yeah.
We'll head over. But there's gonna be other food offerings as well. There's one called Bake My Day. That's all sorts of like great baked goods and stuff, and even more surprises on the way, guys. So I can't wait for everything. I'm so excited.
Illumination's Minion Land is coming soon.
Coming soon.
And we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Chef Jr. Thank you, Kari. As always, thanks, Art, and our executive producer, Michelle. Thanks for listening, guys. I want to eat a Minion. You can cut that part out.
To learn more about Universal Parks and Resorts, head to our show notes for links to our Discover Universal blog for a more in-depth look around our destination. While you're there, sign up to receive emails that will include articles, videos, and this podcast delivered right to your inbox to prepare for your next vacation. If you liked what you heard, leave us a review and don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.